Hello.
Oh, hey, how's it going?
Please have a seat.
Oh, thank you very much.
Alright, so my name is Ian. Nice to meet you.
And I'm Kyle. Nice to meet you too.
Alright, Kyle, so how are you today?
Today I'm pretty happy because the weather is perfectly sunny. I'm finally getting that feeling like it's spring, you know?
Okay. So how about your hometown? What is the weather like there?
Well, I've spent a lot of my life in Seattle and it's very cloudy there. Pretty depressing, so about the opposite of today.
So you must be quite happy with today's weather.
Ecstatic.
Great. Okay, so Kyle, if you're ready, we can start the test.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, please turn over the paper. Alright, and please, if you can just read the passage there. You will have 1 minute to read and prepare.
Okay.
Okay. Alright, are you ready?
I am.
Okay, so let's start. The first question. According to the passage, how do some customers with children do their shopping more easily?
According to the passage, some shopping centers and other places such as hospitals and theaters provide childcare services for the customers.
Great. Okay. Question number 2. So please look at the picture and describe the situation. You have 20 seconds to prepare, okay? And your story should begin with the sentence on the card.
Okay.
So 20 seconds starting from now. Okay, so that's 20 seconds. Yep, please begin.
All right. So one day, the Sasaki family went to an art museum that offered childcare services. When they got to the art museum, the Sasaki family, which is a husband and a wife, they noticed that the museum offered childcare services to take care of their baby. So they seemed pretty happy they were pretty happy about that. They put their luggage in a locker, gave their baby to the childcare services, and they really enjoyed the theater. But around 2 hours later, they were at the gift shop, and the mom started to worry about whether her baby was okay or not.
Right, great. Okay, Kyle, so please turn over the card now and yeah, put it down. So let's move on to questions 3 and 4. So question 3, some people say that parents today give too much freedom to their children. What do you think about that?
I recognize their concerns, and I agree that there is a point where you can give children too much freedom, but in my opinion, I think that we've gone too much in the wrong direction, and we are not giving enough freedom to children. There's the phenomenon called helicopter parenting, where the parents are always hovering over their children like a helicopter, just watching everything they're doing. And when I grew up, it was basically, wow, I feel like an old man saying that sentence, but it was basically, my parents would say, okay, go outside, play with your friends, see you at sundown, and we'll have dinner. And as long as I didn't get in trouble or anything like that, it was okay. And I think that type of thing gives children a sense of freedom, individuality, a little bit of responsibility because they have to take care of themselves and think about the rules and how to respect places without their parents there to enforce that type of behavior. Mm-hmm. And so I think in general, society should relax a little bit on the restricting children's activities and such.
All right, okay, so question number 4. Today, many people buy second-hand goods such as used books and used clothing. Do you think more people will buy second-hand goods in the future?
Yes, I think so. Actually, I really hope that more and more people buy second-hand goods because it's very good for the environment. And also, there's just a quality to vintage items that sometimes is just really nostalgic and interesting. Personally, I spent a lot of time in Seattle, as I said, And Seattle is very famous for their thrift shops, and a lot of people are always buying secondhand goods and being eco-conscious. And actually, a lot of people think thrift store clothes are actually cooler because they have this vintage look that's not being produced anymore. And I see a little bit of that. Right now I'm living in Koenji, and I see a little bit of that here too, and I think that's really interesting. So yes, I think it'll increase, and I think it's good.
All right, great. So thank you very much for answering the questions today. We are finished the test, so thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
See you later.
Yeah, see you around. All right.
So, yeah, for this one, what's your thoughts on this one?
I think you had a bit of thoughts about the picture part, didn't you?
Yeah, well, I mean, the picture, the story, well, you have to make like a story, right?
Right.
From the picture. I mean, I guess there must be some really good benefits of practicing your English and thinking in sort of structured kind of way, but in real life, you don't go to your friend, oh, I've got a picture here, can you please explain to me for 1 minute?
Right.
It's kind of weird, right?
I think it's interesting though, because it is definitely, it's the type of thing that a lot of Japanese students don't have a lot of practice with.
Yeah.
Compared to a lot of textbook English. I don't know, at first I thought it was weird, and it's definitely not the type of thing that would be useful in daily situations, but now that I think about it, there's kind of like two unique things that I think are good about the story thing. First, describing things happening around you is a very useful skill in the real world.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much for taking tests, but I think that's a good one. And then the other thing is, telling stories involves some like grammar that a lot of at least my Japanese students struggle with. Like for example, he said, she said type of reported speech. They really struggle to make that natural, and I could see how it's very easy for us and kind of strange, like telling a story type of thing. But it's also like, what's a good example? Like, right, like when I well, I shouldn't make this personal. My friend in Korea had a girlfriend, and their grammar is very similar to Japanese, and she couldn't hear him. He said, "I love you," and she couldn't hear him, and she's like, "What did you say?" And he said, "I said I loved you," and she's like, "Loved? Past tense? You hate me now?" He's like, no, that's just how English grammar works. Like, you know, we kind of match the next verb to said to be past, you know, type of thing. Well, he didn't have that explanation at the time. He's just like, no, it's not what I meant. And she was angry at him, but this could kind of maybe test that type of thing a bit, which I think is interesting.
Yeah, relaying a story to somebody or something.
Right. Yeah.
Alright, yeah. I think you converted me now.
I've converted you.
Yeah, I'm loving this now.
You love the pictures now.
This is the way to do it, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, some good points, definitely very good points.
But it is definitely, like, especially, I don't know about the second level, but it's not the type of thing you're doing in daily life all the time is telling a story. You're right, it's not the most essential part of English.
Yeah, of course they have, as you say, some important points.
What did you think of the some people's parents give too much freedom question?
Yeah, it's a very, in that question it's maybe more focused in Japan culture.
You think so?
Yeah, I guess. I think this kind of question might not be so common in the West, or maybe it's just my upbringing.
I don't know much about the UK. Are you saying because your upbringing is a bit less strict then?
Yeah, it wasn't too strict. I mean, of course there were rules, but too much freedom. Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know, yeah. It's just my initial snap thought.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if there's how many Westerners would actually answer, we need to be more strict on the children.
Yeah,
I think you're right, it would be pretty few.
Yeah, how did you feel answering that? I can't remember your answer actually.
Was it that boring?
I'm sure it was good.
Yeah, well, I just tried to relate it to my personal life a bit, and then my opinions on freedom of children, and I think children should be more free, so
yeah.
I felt pretty good answering it, but I worried I was being too much of my opinion rather than giving a general overview of the topic.
Yeah. As for the level wise, was it okay? Do you think it'd be very hard to answer that question?
Oh, for the students?
Yeah,
I think this would be pretty hard for the students, actually. Yeah.
it's a tough question, right?
It is, it is. Even like, I had to gather my thoughts a bit, you know. Yeah.